How many are touched and inspired by what these people have done and what you've done? Once you do something like this, you'll never go back. It'll be part of your life forever. There's no more fear, and maybe we'll stay here to hold on to this one thing. They won't come around here. Let's turn around and talk about it. All right, I guess we're going to have to try to do a Q&A here, so thank you all so much for watching. I know it's a little tough to watch, but I promised you redemption in the end, and that's what is starting to happen, and it's going to happen a lot more thanks to you guys and thanks to Russell for creating this funnel. So it's insane. This stuff, by the way, doesn't happen without teams, certainly not without your team, without my team. I got some of my cinematographers and my editor and everybody here, and it's like a family effort. It's really fun when you get to do projects like this. I kept giving Russell updates on the phone and talking to Tim, and you don't really realize it, and you guys don't realize it until you see it, but we're connected forever through that. So it's just really fun to sort of watch that process happen.
I can't even talk yet. Special, huh? I'm just grateful for, I got a call probably 6 months ago from someone who asked if I would be involved. I didn't even know what it was, and that night I started Googling and trying to figure out, and I don't know if you guys watched the Funnel Hacker TV stuff, but I made a video that night. I said, I'm pretty sure that my life is going to change forever after this. And as I had a chance to meet Tim and see what they're doing, everything, it was just this crazy whirlwind and trying to figure things out. And one day I was praying, trying to figure out how can I actually help and be part of this, and I didn't know what to do. And thank you.
Only men use tissues.
But I was sitting there in the morning and I was praying, like, I don't know what to do or how to do it, and please, God, lead me to know what to do to help this organization and see what we can do as a community. And I've known Nick for years, but never really well. And as I'm praying this morning, his name popped in my head and said, call Nick right now. And I messaged him, I'm like, hey man, we don't know each other that well, but there's a project that God's told me you're supposed to be part of, and I don't know how it's going to work, but are you in? He said, I'm in. And that was the end result of that. And that was what, October?
I looked at the message, say October 26th was the first message. So he's like, and if you can do this, by the way, I need it done by March 21st. I'm in. We'll figure it out. So, it was a quick and fast journey. As you saw, that raid was just in January. I mean, just the first part of January, so, yeah.
I would like to express my gratitude to all of you who make this happen. And I hope you understand the suffering of the victims and those who sacrifice the time to fight the evil. Thank you very much for your time and your support. Thank you.
The only note I have is to add a subtitle, add a title to one person. You saw her face many times. She sits on the cabinet of the president, and she was the major force to knocking out the corruption, allowing us to come in, and kind of the unsung hero, the quiet hero in this. And her name is Sabine Martelli, and she's here. Sabine, where are you? Please come up here.
Too much emotion tonight. Tim is our hero in Haiti. I am so grateful to be here and to be part of that because it's a humanity problem. And we can't thank you enough with your team for what you're doing in Haiti. And you know, we got you two over there. You have our support. You know that. Thank you very much. Thanks.
I'd like to also acknowledge, if you guys can come up here, some of my operators, the very guys who were the first to make contact with these deep, dark people that are now in prison. These are the faceless, unsung heroes here. Please give me a
And real quick, I'm going to bring up my crew that operate on this film with me, too. I'll bring up Nick, my editor, and Rami and Sean, and who am I forgetting? Anyone I'm forgetting over there, come on up here, because these guys went into the battle with me, too, so.
These guys did something so risky without the training that my operators have to get those shots, to bring light to the darkness. These guys had to literally risk their lives to get the shots that you're looking at. And it was a tremendous risk, and these guys are my heroes for doing that. And finally, I just want to thank these two guys. I don't know what happened. A phone call out of the blue, like 6 months ago? I didn't even believe it. Like, hey, we want to just follow you around and do something. And I said, well, we're doing kind of this cool case right now. And that's the last, and then I just saw this. I mean, I'm totally blown away. One thing, and then I'm done. I just got to get this one thing out, and then I'm out of here. I'm my wife's. Okay, my wife is flying out right now. She's on an airplane. And we are going, just coincidentally, providentially, we're flying down to Port-au-Prince tomorrow to pick up our kids and bring them home. We just found that out 2 days ago. I was planning on being here all week. 2 days ago, this email came from the embassy. Their visas are in, they're ready to go. I was bummed out that I wasn't gonna be here. Tony, I'm gonna miss Tony on Saturday. Tony, and he'll tell you this, he's been on our operations with us. I'll let him tell you what he wants. I loved how that thing ended, because that is the light in the darkness. That's what keeps us going. That's what rescues kids. The cherry on top is what you saw in the video. This is what rescues kids, what you saw at the end. And that's going to be recreated here on Saturday. And there's no one I'd rather have on the stage than Tony Robbins to do that. Tony came down, and no, I've never told this story. No one even knows this. I probably shouldn't tell you. Tony came down and he heard this story as best as I could tell him, from the airport in Port-au-Prince to the orphanage where my children were, and I told him that whole story. And he got there, and you know, there's 50,000 orphans in Haiti, and they need homes. And he knew that, and he played with my kids, and he held my kids. He cried as he held my kids. And then he went over to the orphanage director. And every time I leave, for 3 years, I've been battling this. My poor wife, I don't blame her. She has never gone to Haiti. Tomorrow's her first time going. She can't bear the thought of meeting her children and not being able to bring them home. And every time I meet them and see them, and you know, they call me Papa Blanc when I see them. That means white daddy. That's what they call me. I'm trying to, last time I was with them, I said, you gotta drop the white thing, it's not gonna work once we get home. So this is the first time, you know, Catherine's going there. And the reason is because they're your kids. They've been my kids for 3.5 years, since that very first operation. And to get on an airplane and fly away every time from them, imagine leaving your kids in an orphanage in Haiti or anywhere. And it looked good when I was there, but were they doing a good job? And I think they are. I think they did. But Tony did something about a year ago. He went up to the director of the orphanage and took her aside so no one could hear, but I saw what was going on. I kind of used my my secret recon skills to listen to this conversation. And she spoke broken English, and Tony said to her, how much does it cost to run this place for 1 year? And she gave her a number, and it was a big number. And he said, put me down for 2 years. And I had to leave. I didn't even say thank you. I couldn't talk. I didn't even tell Tony that I knew that story until this Christmas, when I sent him a Christmas card. And I told him what I had witnessed. And I thanked him where I couldn't before, because I was too emotional, for keeping my kids safe for me until tomorrow would come. And tomorrow's finally here. So, awesome. But that's all. That's all I got to say. Thank you, guys. Thank you so much for being here. I feel your energy. I feel your light. So many have come up to me already. I can't believe how much we've already raised just in the last couple hours. I mean, I don't even know if these guys know what I've heard, but thank you. Thank you so much. This couldn't have happened without ClickFunnels. It could not have happened. This whole thing, I'm blown away. Thank you guys so much. Thank you.